Welcome, Cosmic Family. Woo woo.
Hey, Cosmic Family.
Yes, welcome to this space of real talk and high vibes. I'm Heather Lynn, and this is my co hostess of the Mostess,
Woohoo! I'm
Sam.
Samantha Som, but I go by Sam.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sam. So, before we get started tonight, I have a few heart led pieces to share with you guys directly. This
Yay.
is our soul's purpose. And, to keep the channel up and going and keep the conversations flowing, we humbly accept live donations from those who feel called to support the cosmic checks. It directly fuels our ability to create this sanctuary,
Yes.
every other week. And our Cash App is Cosmic Chicks, just in case. Your support always allows us to go a little deeper, bring on guests, and hold space for these crucial talks. Now, diving right in, a big heart centered announcement. So, we are exploding with joy to announce our first ever in person gathering. So
Yes.
it's a heart journey with the Cosmic Chicks, February 7th, 1 to 4. It's a container for deep connection, workshops, and community. Now, this is a physical manifestation of our podcast circle. Details and registrations are on our live website, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. And this is ready to move you from your headphones to heart connections. Now, Sam, do you want to introduce the next event that we have for the Cosmic Chicks?
Absolutely. So our next events for the Cosmic Chicks, it's going to be March 14th. It is our holistic business workshop, 1 to 5. You guys, you don't want to miss out. We are calling on all light workers, all holistic practitioners. We are calling on sound healers, crystals healers, herbalists, psychic mediums, astrologists, okay, QHHT, okay. We're calling on you guys because this is for you. If you're looking to network, grow, expand your business with the same vibration of people that do the same work as practitioners with different modalities, guys, you want to come in March 14th, 1 to 4. This is going to be at 1757 Chase Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay. This is a $50 ticket, but what you're getting with this $50 ticket, you're getting the lovely Heather Thomas. Heather Thomas, tell them a little bit about your background.
Yes. Well, I have a background. I've been an entrepreneur. Well, I've been in entrepreneurship honestly since I was in my early 20s. I started off in insurance, wound up going all the way up through the ranks, owning an insurance agency, wound up going through my Pluto conjunct Pluto at 40, decided that it was time to retire, wound up getting my business coaching certification as well as my life coaching, as well as a bunch of other different modalities, HQHH, QHHT, the list goes on. But more specifically, my passion is helping startups grow their business. So when I was an insurance agent, I started off as a scratch agent, meaning I started off with zero. I had, I think, maybe 50 clients in my book of business, 100. And I paid a lot of money for those 100 clients. However, I'm bringing the experience of how not only to curate a brick and mortar, but also an online platform if that's more suitable to you, because I have experience in both brick and mortar with my wellness center and my insurance agency, and then my online platform for my mobile wellness center. So,
Yes.
yeah, we're excited.
So you get the lovely Heather, you get the lovely me, with my gifts and modalities, and me and Heather come together like peanut butter and jelly. We just
Yes.
very well. But we're also very excited is that you're going to get the material. Okay, we're going to provide you with the material. We're going to go over that material. We're going to have powerful, successful leaders, healer practitioners that are going to come in and share their wisdom and their special recipes on being a successful practitioner. And we're keeping this lock and key until you come that day. And when you do come that day, make sure you bring your flyers, your business cards. You're going to network with each other. Just like me and Heather network with each other to support each other. It's going to be a supportive environment for us light workers.
Yes. Thank you so much, Sam.
And Heather, how do they can go to cosmicchick.com?
They can actually just scan this QR code right here. This
right
QR
there,
code right there. Bam, right there. That QR code, that will take you directly to our links, and all of those will be updated tonight. So you'll see those out there shortly. Now, this leads us perfectly into today's conversation, because finding your spiritual community or your guides is all about alignment. And sometimes it's not there. And I don't know, Samantha, if you've ever felt that way, but we're going to be navigating the tender, tricky terrain of a spiritual mismatch. And, we're just going to dive right into what is a spiritual mismatch. And Sam, just briefly before we dive in, what are your thoughts on alignment? Like when you're thinking of getting healing done, what are a few concepts or feelings that you need to be aware of when it comes to alignment?
So how does it feel when you're connecting with that healer? Does something feel off, right?
Right.
Or when you are sharing, right, of what you're feeling and what your needs are and wisdom and guidance, what's the feedback from that person, right? Are they coming from their heart space? That's important to me. It's very important to me when I am getting healing for somebody that is they're making me feel comfortable. They're making me feel protected. They're hearing my needs, right? And they're not like trying to be superior, because nobody's better than nobody. It's all about sharing space, helping each other, and that they're hearing and your needs and how you feel connected with them. Okay, because that practitioner might have wisdom that you're not aware of, but it's to never make you feel less than.
Yeah. So for me, I just want to add, to me, it's all about safety, expansion. Like, is this expanding my vision or is this constricting it? Right? Yeah. Because I'll be honest, I went to, when I was 14, I went to a psychiatrist. I didn't feel very safe with her, and I didn't go back ever. Like I refused to go in and talk to anyone after that, because she violated my integrity and my safety. And I felt very constricted. To me, when I think of alignment, I think, hey, I have to be safe, right? Yeah. Are they integrity? Are they in alignment? Do they have my best interest at heart? And was there mutual respect? So, which allows us to dive into the three faces of misalignment and our
Um,
right. Yes. And we're super excited about this. So the first one is the energy harvester. Now, this one can go different ways. Okay. So, first, we're going to start off with just what does it feel like? Like, what's the dynamic? So, usually it feels transactional and not transformational, right? My experience was, I was there, it was very transactional. I didn't get anything out of it. And they pretty much, the energy exchange was my money, right? It
mhm.
was the money. Um, and it's a give and take. Like they take your energy, your money, your adoration. Um, and some of the red flags, only I can help you, because in that situation, well, you can tell me, you don't want to tell your parents, only I can help you, you know, at
Well,
least
for
that was just because I really think of, this, like, as those type of practitioners, I feel like it should be more than transactional.
mm,
Um, so what are your thoughts or experiences, since I kind of explained mine, um, misalignment with my psychologist. Yeah, I was a psychologist. It was the lower one, like the first one you go into.
mhm.
Um,
Like
it
counselor, or was it like a clinical psych?
was a psychologist. It might have been a counselor. I don't know. It was something like that. I went and talked to someone. They just told my parents everything, like everything that I just told them
Yeah,
in confidence. They went and told my mom.
it definitely wasn't in confidence anymore. So you lost
No.
that trust.
Yes. Yeah. And so what that was definitely not transformational. And it actually hindered my progress because I refused to speak to anyone about my feelings because I was afraid that they were just going to be spilled all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's like, like that saying, not to be dismissive, but it's just like something funny that's coming to me is like, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I
yes.
mean, that should have
Like,
between you and your counselor, right? Unless it was something
yes.
like severe where they have to tell your parents.
No, and it wasn't anything, well, it wasn't anything like that because everything that was told, my parents already knew anyway. But that wasn't the point. The point was is here I am spilling the beans and you completely violated my trust by telling my parents, because think about it, teenagers, most of the conversations are going to be about their parents,
Yep.
right? I mean, come
Getting on
on.
my nerves. I can't stand them.
Yes, as long as it's not anything harmful, you know what I mean? Or degrading or like anything like red flags. None of those conversations should have left that room between her and I.
It definitely
Period.
feels and sounds like she needed more empathy and more opening up of her heart space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah.
So, but so that's just a good example of what a mismatch healer is, because technically they are a healer. They're healing of the mind,
Yes.
which helps with the mind, body, spirit. So, yeah. So that has been my wonderful experience thus far.
Thank you for sharing that experience with us, Heather.
Yeah, thank you. And then, so what are your thoughts on, or have you seen anything in action, or what are your thoughts?
Oh, like a mismatch healer?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on like an energy harvester? Like ones that
Energy harvester, for me, what it feels like is like, mm, is somebody that always might have to up you one, like they know more. Because I think you spoke about that in like in the spiritual community with yourself. You had a story where like you went to somebody that was
Ooh, that's the next one, Sam.
oh,
That's
that's
the
the
next
next
one.
one.
That's the next one.
Okay, so it's kind of running on both lines. Then. Well,
Yeah.
make sure that my advice about that is a healer. It sits at the same table as you. Okay, they
Yes.
just learn how to alchemize and heal their self to show others the path. So
Yes.
that healer should look like a safe place, one that doesn't try to up you and like knowing like they know better, but maybe you don't know the wisdom that they know now, but they should be encouraging you that you're on your right path and that you can learn anything they can learn.
Yes. Or I'll give you another good example. Like and there are healers and there are levels to the wisdom. And I'll be honest, okay? But a good example would be like they're pressuring you financially, trying to get you to that
Yeah.
next level. We
What?
talked about that
Yes,
with Heaven and
bring
the
that up.
soul.
That's a great analogy.
Yes. So, do you want to go ahead and talk about the red witch and the experience?
Um, we have a great friend that's an amazing psychic. His name is Kevin, and he worked. Shout out to Kevin. You guys go see him at Traders World. Okay.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Cosmic Chicks sent you over to say hey to Kevin. But there was another healer in his area and basically was manipulating a beautiful soul, saying that the only way they could get rid of a curse is to buy these $200 salts.
Yes.
Right?
Crazy, insane. Which, and honestly, tops. Don't get me wrong, they were some good quality salts, but you can Amazon that for $20, and it wasn't. It was the intention. It
Yeah,
was the intention.
and like you got to know what you're worth, right? I'm putting my blessing in love, but as a healer, I was taught you don't overgive and you don't overtake. It's a balance. Should healers make money off of their energy? Of course, right?
Yes.
You want to go pay to get your taxes done.
Yes.
Your tax audit person, your tax person.
Right. Yeah, it's the same thing. We're just utilizing our gifts.
But I don't want my tax person like over triple pricing me when they only pay when I pay 300 and they only charge Heather 100.
Right. Right.
So the thing is just, and then only that does if somebody that is coming from help for help and guidance, you're inducing fear in them, and they're making, oh my gosh, I got to pay $200 to get this
Curse
to feel
off
better
me.
about myself or this curse off me.
Yes, yes. So the gray area with the energy harvester, bottom line, red flags, constant urgency, only I can help you. In this scenario, she would have people come to her and then she's like, I'm the only one that can help you. You have these entity attachments, blah, blah, blah. And so she would do a reading for them. And then, and then the reading would lead to more and more and more. So, and the financial pressure, thinking that, the fear that something, if I don't do this right, then, I'm going to have these consequences. And the gray area is just distinguishing between fair energy exchange versus exploitation. Yeah. And this was clearly exploitation. And not only that, the client went to our buddy Kevin because they felt drained, fuzzy, and oddly guilty after the session. And Sam, do you want to tell just your little story, or you want to keep it on the table?
I'll keep
about about your run-in with the
That's a
lady.
whole different kind of subject.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's just say that she's a trickster. And
Yes.
we're just gonna open the game. It's a trickster energy, and her intention is to exploit people. So if you feel so anyway, Kevin had to clear the energy, broke the news to the poor guy about his $200 salt.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
seriously for him. I'm amplifying.
They are, let's just say they're not, they're kind of they've been having it out in the dark.
Ooh,
My
the
face is
client,
so
the other healer.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so shout out there. It's Kevin cleansed it, but he was like, yeah, she was not too happy about that.
He better, I hope he doesn't go back to her.
Yes, yes. Who is this? Okay. Now, all right. So the next one that we have is, yeah, so just pay attention to how you feel. If they're trying to encourage you to do some unreasonable jumps in exchange, think about the exchange you're getting versus what you're receiving in return. Because this is important. This is very important because if you feel bad, that's obviously a red sign. That's a red flag, like something's going on. Now, the next one, Sam, is the spiritual bypasser. And I'll just explain what it is. And then I'll let you go ahead and give your example, okay?
Okay.
So when we look at the second face, is the spiritual bypasser. So this dynamic uses love and light language to avoid shadow, real trauma, or valid questions. Or the classic spiritual, you're just not vibrating high enough, is a red flag.
Yeah.
Okay. That's invalidation, and that's ego. And a lot of that's based on hierarchy. Like, I'm further on my path, so I know more.
That's definitely a spiritual ego.
Yes. So, do you want to go ahead and get into the spiritual ego aspect before we go ahead and dive into the other facets
Yeah.
of this mismatch?
Yeah. If you're with somebody that's spiritual and they've never said they had any healing work to do, that's kind of a red flag for me. Because
Yeah.
we're in this human body, and all the healers I know is like you had to do a lot of shadow work.
To say the least.
I mean, so that is a red flag to me. Is like, okay, you're this incredible healer, but you never had to do any spiritual work on yourself. You never had to clear any shadows. You never alchemized anything.
Even our greatest leaders.
Far-fetched. Because a healer is going to show you the path and how they healed and how they alchemized and raised their frequency, right? So, yeah, just disclaimer.
Yeah, and be aware of that because and I'll just, from my understanding, okay, and this is me being open-minded, and these are just my beliefs and my understanding of the subject. When we have completed our lessons of learning, we pass away. That's when our silver cord disconnects. Our soul contract is complete. And up until then, you're consistently learning and evolving. So, and that requires shedding layers and facets of yourself.
Yeah.
So, and that is just what I learned. Well,
Definitely
we learned,
ego
you
too, because
know, doing past life regressions, because
yeah.
that was the first thing that Dolores Cannon says is like the ego. If you've ascended the ego, you wouldn't like complete. We have to have the ego. Like we have to have a healthy ego.
Yeah, the
uh,
ego might creep in and be like, you're all this special, right? And it's like, no, you're not the only special one. We all hold hands together.
yeah,
And so you have to realize that healers went through a lot of stuff to open that heart space to show others the healing path.
yes, yeah,
It's not all roses and butterflies.
right.
It is
So, and what
a
they're doing,
lot of hard work.
yeah. So essentially, what they're doing is that's where the denial of the real world struggle comes in. It's kind of like and this could actually lead to like spiritual shame or son of actual authentic growth, because they're not, when we're denying someone their need to grieve, or like, oh, you shouldn't take that so seriously, or, because the one thing I've learned is that, or a good thing, or one thing that I've come to realize is some people will, you know, make it like their pain is greater than someone else's, or you don't.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I've realized is that sadness is sadness, grief is grief, and it
Yes.
all feels the same. You know what I mean? Like we may experience it differently and need to alchemize it differently.
Mhm.
But when you kind of get the people that are like comparing, like, well, that's not that bad. That would be a situation where they're actually bypassing their experience.
Yeah, for sure.
And that keeps them from being authentic again in the future, just kind of like the lady that was my counselor. She kind of denied me of my experience, and she was more concerned about telling my parents, which was causing shame, because it did, because I was like, well, now who am I going to tell, because
You are
everything I was.
my safe person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that could go both ways. So I guess we're gonna so here's something for us to discuss.
Okay.
Where's the line between positive focus and harmful bypassing? Ooh.
Focus and harmful bypassing.
Yeah,
I'll let
where is the line? So I think those are to me, that's the positive Patsy. You're not going to get that out of me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, so that sometimes you have to be that. Well, I guess feel the situation first, kind of feel where they're at energetically, because if they're on edge, you definitely have to kind of keep everything, positive, but you can't sit there and just deny the fact that they said, we're just having a heavy conversation.
Mhm.
Uh, but I'm always honest. So I think I would just honestly,
I,
to me, I would keep it positive, but I would be truthful as I possibly could in that situation.
yeah. I,
Um,
I totally understand. So when I'm in me, I'm a feeler, right? I'm a
yes.
fish. I got gills. I'm gonna feel those frequencies in those waters. So
Mm-hmm.
if the energies just using the words are heightened, heavy in emotion, anger, I
Mm-hmm.
that person cannot get those intuitive messages. So it's important for me to be calm even if
Right.
I'm dealing with somebody that's not in the moment, so I can have my gills out and get those informations. So I will be positive and calm, but in the moment, just say you can be honest. But being honest doesn't mean you have to be rude, disrespectful,
Right.
angry. You can just say, hey, listen, it's going to be okay. Let's feel these energies out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can also say, hey, I don't being calm, and not giving your power away. You can say, I hear you, I appreciate you, but I don't want you to talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Or right now I have to be real with you, right? You're
Right.
allowed to be real. You're allowed to stand up for yourself. Just don't give your power away yelling and arguing back.
Yes. And I think that's where a lot of people do spiritual bypass too, which is harmful because they think that you shouldn't stand your ground. And that's the one thing. So when I
Yeah.
was going through my awakening, okay, and I'm a Virgo, so we're all like perfect. That's what they try to say. The perfection is. It's not even about that. The perfectionism is about the actual energy goes into the void to pull out the fertile. So it's a process of purification,
Mm.
which causes perfection. You know what I mean? If it's not
Wow.
perfect, it's got to be purified. Yeah.
Got those energies up.
Yes. 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 So, but yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, it's definitely important to be honest.
Yes. No
And
matter what
and
the action is.
yes, because I just want to say one thing. Sometimes people say the wrong things for the right reasons, and then sometimes people say the right things for the wrong reason. Just make sure you're saying the wrong thing for the right reason so that they can be mad but you're still being honest with them versus just trying to be agreeable. Some people want you to be agreeable too. And that would be spiritual bypassing, not sticking up for yourself.
Oh,
You
that's good.
know? Yeah. So, and these are just little ways that are important. But again, that would be a simple mismatch. And the green flags, teachers who embrace the full human experience,
Mm.
allow for questions, and admit that they don't know everything.
Yes.
We don't know everything. I definitely don't know everything. I know a lot, and I can channel a lot of wisdom instantly at the time I need it. But we still, there are how many billion, 8 billion people in the world, and there are so many different co-creators. There's no way that we could potentially ever have the capacity to know the wisdom of each and every person, and say that we're far superior. That's just silly.
It's always room to learn and grow.
Yes. Well, and that's why they call life a journey. Life's a journey, right?
Yeah.
So awesome. Okay. Now we're going to dive into the last one,
Woo woo.
which is the simple mismatch. Now, very simple. The dynamic is you don't have a villain. There's no villain. This is all about energy, chemistry, style, or method just does not align with who you are at a core.
Mm.
It's neutral and it's not malice. Okay. You're just not getting what it's kind of like, nah,
Definitely doesn't feel supportive, right?
yeah, yes. So what it reminds me of, so here are some of the feelings: apathy, boredom, lack of excitement or just, yeah. That reminds me of
Or
the
like,
psychiatrist that's in the chair just writing down questions, and then you look at her notepad and she's doodling. I'm sorry, not trying to crack on them. We love them and we need them, but these are good examples because they portray it. And on Tell Me a Vision, they show you that all the time. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, what are they writing behind there?
feels like they're not serious about it either.
Yes.
So
Well, that is because in my fair shake, um, they've absorbed so much, and they had like the practitioner or the psychiatrist, they've just absorbed so much, and they need to release themselves. They need a healing session
that's
themselves.
exactly what they need.
I know.
Vacation or a new career or a lunch break.
Well, because to be honest, you can't, if you are not
Need
properly
to be
sustaining your vessel, you can't sit there and listen to everyone's problems dump on you for 40 years
Yeah.
unless you're properly maintaining your vessel. Like, honestly, there's no way. No way.
Yeah.
This is why we do spiritual work, though. If we do Reiki, we're healing our body. We learn how to keep our vessel in alignment, and we keep our energy centers, open. Your body will give you signals of what needs to heal.
Absolutely.
But when you're in a state like, that's not good. And not only that, there's no heart connection there. That's the key. Like, heart coherence is the biggest thing in healing, because you have to have that heart coherence in order to be able to the way I see it and the way my guides show me is, it's like when we're doing this work, it's kind of like we are like a jump starter to their battery. And it's kind of like we're allowing them to access that heart space and allow the wisdom to bridge that normally wouldn't bridge because it's blocked. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Anywho.
I'm going to share my love with you to activate you.
Yes. That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's exactly what we are. We're activators. Remember, because Sam and I are no longer healers, we're activators, because that's what we're here to do, is to activate the DNA on a cellular, molecular level. Sometimes it's through all times in space, depending on if it's this lifetime, great, we'll work on this lifetime. But if it needs to be, another time and space, we just go into ether, we do spiritual surgery, and we bring coherence into that energy center. It's kind of cool, but
it sounds very cosmic.
Yes, it is cosmic, baby. That's why we're the cosmic chicks. So now, why is this mismatch so hard? Well, the pressure to stick with something spiritual for a fear of being a quitter. That's one of the reasons why
it feels like the cup's only halfway full. Like, I'm good at being halfway full.
Yes. And what it kind of sounds like to me, honestly, is like you have a seeker and they just haven't found the right guide that is really willing to take the time, and they're more concerned about how do I get to the next level versus how can we expand together.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you're working with someone, the ultimate goal is expanding together. I expand, you expand. Yes. Right? Every lesson, every journey, we're expanding together.
And truth be told, even though Heather and I are our activators, I might not be your activator. Okay? I might not be everybody's activator. Everybody has an activator that they'll know it. They'll come into their life to get activated by them. Mm-hmm. So be aware of that.
And I'm a firm believer that we have certain people that are here to activate us, you know,
Absolutely.
and paying attention to a specific teacher is a great way. And I think is more on an advanced level, being able to recognize, like, hey, this just isn't fitting. And I don't want to quit what I'm doing because I'm learning. I'm just not learning and growing with this, with this particular practitioner.
So true. You might
So,
get wisdom from somebody else and get activated by somebody else, or you might get a 2-for-1 special. Everybody's journey for that is different.
yeah. Yeah. And there's a permission slip on this one. It's okay to walk away with gratitude, recognizing that your paths have come as far as we're at a crossroads. It's not working, and just walk away with gratitude because
Absolutely.
not every teacher is for every student at every time.
That is correct. And when when you are ready, the teacher will appear. And I've
Yeah.
had teachers come in and many teachers that have left. So
Yes. And remember, the best to just show detachment the best that you can and wish them well and love them and, recognize the time that you share with each other as well. And that's key. And what's funny is I knew Sam was coming in for 2 years. I kept getting this message for 2 years.
I had no clue Heather was coming in though.
That's funny. I was like, well, and you don't have and I cover mine too, but it just showed that a woman my age was coming in. We'll just leave it like that. So
Yeah.
um
I think we've shared this before on Cosmic Chicks, but Heather's coming in. It feels very organic flow. I know we were supposed to meet from day. Well, we were both working on a retreat, and we finally met each other in person at the person's house that organized the retreat. And ever since we met, it was like spirit was nonstop messages for Heather, for being her to connect, making sure that we were aligned. And ever since then, magical, and she's been a blessing in my life.
yes, and you the same. Honestly, it's been a journey, and I've enjoyed every second of it. And
Second, Heather.
so that was an actual match right there. That was an aligned match.
Was an alignment for us to be magnets to each other.
Yes, yes, yes. And to remind each other that we are frequency nodes and that we are here to activate others. And to also remind us that we graduated from, because when you're a healer, you want to heal everyone and you don't understand, not everyone wants to be healed.
That's right.
When you're an activator, people are going to come to you because you're putting out a frequency and the wisdom and the codes that are required to attract the people. And with activators, you activate them and you send them on the way.
Yes.
Healers are like, I need your help. I need your help. And it's okay, but it's like, okay, at what point you going to clean your own dirty laundry?
Dirty laundry.
Hey, I still clean it for them, but I'm like kicking and screaming like, and then I'm like, that's when you learn healthy boundaries and love and discernment. And it's even with your clients, just the same as with your practitioner. So it should, and here's the deal. Sometimes practitioners are not in alignment with their clients too. I've had clients that I have just not meshed well with. There are customers in my insurance business that I definitely didn't mesh well with. And that's okay. I learned to walk away with gratitude, not allow every, walk away hurt me, and know that it was for the best. I mean, because timing is always perfect. There's no such thing as bad timing. Even if we say, oh, it's bad timing, nope. It's perfect for what you're to experience and learn at that moment. It's always perfect.
And I have experience from, because myself either having shamanic Reiki sessions or readings, different variation of readings. I have myself, I've had a client call me for a reading, and then I had to refer them out. Like, I gave them the reading, but you know what? There is something with another reader that will help guide you better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that it and that's a beautiful thing about healers is that, you know, if you're really in you're networking with great healers, you can be like, you were meant to come to me, but there's
Yeah.
somebody else that you need that will help you more than me.
Yes.
And
And
we're
there's
in
no
another
competition.
reader herself.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I've had that opposite happen to me too. So it's just when you're in the reading, spirit's like, they need to go see this person.
Mm-hmm.
Could be for either wisdom, an activation, or a different healing service.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. So when I'm in my session,
Yeah.
uh, like one of I don't. So I almost had to send them off to someone, and I actually think I wound up get clearing it. Um, did I tell you about the guy that I thought I was doing biofield tuning on, and I can literally see the energy rhythmically coming up the spinal channel?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't recall.
Oh yeah, that he had a major release. Like I had to call my mentor. Because girl, I was like, dude, I was like, I swear he just had a seizure on this. She was like, no, he did not. She was like, what happened? She was like, the body literally took over. Okay. So he was his oh, what was it, your somatic parasympathetic, what's your other one? Your fight or flight system
Oh
was
God,
so bad.
they didn't
He
want
was coming in with mudras because I asked him, I was like, dude, do you have Parkinson's? Because I asked all the questions because I was like, I'm cupping him, right? And I'm doing biofield tuning. And I was like, we went through the seizures, all this. Dude was drinking 12 monsters a day.
Whoa.
Yes. And he
Oh,
was doing this. Dude, I asked him if he had Parkinson's. And he's like, no, I just drink a lot of energy drinks. I was like, okay. Anyway, he was so far out of alignment when I was doing that. Never have I ever seen it. Literally looked like an exorcism on his back. Like his spine, like, and they call, and basically what she was saying though. And he did love me for this, but he kept trying to come back. I'm like, you have to quit drinking the energy drinks. But so he, when I was doing that, once I was finished, he just kind of passed out for a moment, and I was like, hey, are you okay? He's like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And it just zonked him. Like his body was finally like, oh my gosh, you just got rid of so much energy. Because what people don't recognize is that the energy stores in the inner vertebrae. So
you know what happened? What I'm hearing, Heather, if this connects with you, what I'm hearing while you're saying that and seeing that is that you gave him that healing where he could finally relax and his nervous system wasn't in flight mode, right? And
yeah, because it forced it. His higher self forced it because I stepped back because I was like, whoa, called in my guys because I was doing Reiki. Because when I do the chakra wave tuning, I do cupping, myofascial release, somatic release, reflexology. You know what I mean? It's a full body. And then I do the biofield tuning.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. My guys were telling me if he didn't come to me, he probably would have had a stroke or a heart attack because of how high strung he was. Because he was literally, and I when he came to me, I was like, man, you got Parkinson's, like, which is okay, but I need to add that into my repertoire of what do I do with you now? Can I do, I got to go through my channels with my guides because we do healing work, but you do have to know what you're getting into. And with someone with an ailment like that, I don't. I've the
It was
people I work with are
and perfect for him to see you for that appointment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we work together every week for like 2 months.
Wow.
So, but I
So
finally had to quit.
how, did he improve?
He did, but then he started not making his appointments, and I just had to cut it off. He was done. Like my guys were like, he got what he needed out of you. He wasn't, and he improved for like 6 weeks, and then it kind of went back. So
Yeah. But what it really shifted mountains in his energy field.
yeah, like I think I saved his life. Like no kidding. Like I'm telling, because the guy said he didn't sleep for weeks, and he said that he slept for 2 days because there was so much energy in his spinal channel.
Wow.
So
Yeah, a
yeah,
lot are great.
yeah. Well, and when people are integrating and stuff like that, well, just like the guy that was going to do ayahuasca, I had to sit there and do biofield tuning on him. And I did cupping around his legs and stuff around the hamstrings, and people don't realize how much trauma is stored there. Like you can say that you don't have any trauma, come see me, I'll find it. Not being mean, because it stores in our body.
Excellent biotuning healing session, you guys. So check her out.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now
Sage.
how to discern a lesson of discomfort from a true mismatch, right? So we've talked about the 3 mismatch types. So the first one we discussed was the energy harvester, the one that's more transactional. You got to buy this to get this, and it's not filling your cup. It just feels like you're like they're bargaining with you. And then you have the spiritual bypasser, which is the one who, is all love and light, avoid the shadow. They don't recognize your real trauma or invalidate your question, or they're just too high vibe. So I've had to watch myself saying that too, like, oh, they're not in vibrational. I kind of have to watch that too to make sure I'm not judging too. So I've been aware of my own language and my behaviors as well.
Your words are your wand.
Yes, yes. And then the simple mismatch. And this one is just where there's no villains. The chemistry is just not there, and you do have the permission slip just to walk away with gratitude and be like, hey, not every teacher is for, yes, right.
And he probably wasn't in a line, and that spirit giving you those gut instincts, right? Those intuition, like this is not your healer.
Yes. And we're going to start having classes shortly, teaching how to tap into your intuition, your psychic abilities, your telepathy, your clairaudience, your claircognizance. So there's a lot that we're going to be talking about and diving into in person. Yes. Now, we're not going to leave you guys hanging and like, well, you give us all this wisdom. What are we supposed to do with this? Right. Well, we always have what we're going to call a health toolkit. Okay. So every week, we're going to try to give you a resource or a tool to take with you. That's why it's beneficial to like, subscribe, and share our video, because you don't know who's going to like it or who's going to need this wisdom. So the first one is the body as the barometer. And as Sam and I were just discussing, tuning into somatic signals, tight chest, gut feeling, throat chakra is going crazy, right? All of a sudden you get heartburn.
Or your throat is tightening.
Yes. Or you feel fuzzy or faint. Okay. Now, sometimes when you do have healing work, though, you can feel fuzzy or faint afterwards, but I'm talking like a long exposure afterwards. Kind of like your energy has been, like you've been depleted. They tapped into your energy. And then the next one is the friend test. If my best friend described this dynamic, what would I say? How would I feel? Um, what is your philosophy on challenging emotions? How do you handle conflict or disagreement? So I would ask my friends about the exchange. All right. That's a second way to do it. Third way, honor the endings. How to respectfully disengage from misaligned partnerships. And this is any partnership, not just practitioners, guys. This should be for every individual that you come across. These are going to be mismatched energies, not only in practitioners, but friends, coworkers, family members. Celebrating true alignment. Sam and I were just briefly celebrating what it was like meeting each other and our friendship and how we've been able to grow and expand through our friendship. And this is us celebrating alignment. And the more that you celebrate alignment and honor the endings that weigh you down, right?
Yes.
You're going to lead, that right there, those two right there lead you to a real happy life. And you're not going to be carrying a bunch of weight that is not yours. So, Sam, what are your final takeaways from today's discussion?
Just how to feel those energies, be your inner fish, feel with your gills. How does somebody make you feel? Also, when you are in those waters where it's uncomfortable, because me and Heather have been there too, because we're family, we're friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
We ruffle each other's feathers, not that often, but when we do, we are able to be like, I love and respect this person. And you might need to just get a little friend break, right?
Yeah, a little pause.
But we have come back and be like, hey girl, ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string. I love you. You just had a moment. Give people grace.
Yes.
We are human. We get upset. We cry. You know what I mean? And look at your friend. If your friend is able to reflect at their self and say, you know what? I'm sorry. I love you too. I just had a moment.
Yeah.
That's being raising up your vibration, showing your spiritual maturity. Like, hey, we might not agree on everything, but I'll take one from the team and you'll take one for the team, right? Like Heather might have an idea that I'm not vibing with, but Heather's my partner, right? As us coming together as a cosmic chick. So I'll let Heather run with that idea because she's pretty awesome and I trust her, and next time it'll be my idea. So it's a great relationship.
Yes. And that's what alignment's about. And that's what we're co-creating here is, this is what this podcast is about. And it's not even a podcast, it's a collective community. That's right. What this is, our sanctuary. This is our arena to where we come to speak. Yes. And to help everyone. This is something that we love to do. It's from our heart. Yes. And that's, it's not.
We are so happy for our gifts and our wisdoms and our fascinations and our learnings and learn from our community as well. So
yes. And we're super excited to hear your comments about some of the experiences you guys may have come across, or better yet, let us know which one of the health kit what toolbox skill you use, whether it was the body barometer, the friend test, honoring endings, or just celebrating your true alignment. We would definitely like to hear from you guys. And don't forget to hit the QR code to sign up for the February 7th Heart Journey and the March 14th Business Workshop. Sam, go ahead and give them that address again in Cincinnati, if you don't mind.
That's going to be 1757 Chase Avenue. Guys, don't kill me. 45, is it 332? It's in North Side. North Side.
Okay.
But if you go to Cosmic Chicks on our Facebook page, those flyers are going to be there. So double check that zip code. But it's 1757 Chase Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio, north side of Cincinnati. And that is, I believe, you guys, 45332. But I'm not 100% positive.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And share your story. We are here for you. DM us your experiences. And you can do this anonymously if needed. Don't forget to support. If you value this space, consider donating at Cosmic Chicks Cash App. Again, connect the QR code, join our Hearts Journey in February. And
we got some upside classes and events coming in the future, you guys. So we're just getting started, and we're just riding this magical cosmic ride in the Milky Way. And we love that you're a part of it with us.
Yes. And thank you for trusting us with your energy. Until next time, stay curious, stay protected, and follow your own cosmic frequency. We are the Cosmic Chicks. Have a grand night.
Love you. Mwah.
Love you. Mwah.
Hey, it's your bestie, Heather Lynn, offering QHHT and HQHH sessions this week. I only have 2 spots. Go ahead and look below.